go. Oh, shit.
Massive tornado tears through St. Louis, Missouri, leaving behind a trail of destruction and chaos across the metro area. Without warning, a violent EF4 tornado roared into the city late last night, catching thousands off guard as it ripped through neighborhoods, business districts, and major highways.
Girl. Jesus.
The twister, with wind speeds estimated at 190 miles per hour, left a catastrophic path nearly 30 miles long. Within minutes, entire communities were reduced to rubble. Roofs were torn from homes, vehicles were hurled like toys, and power poles snapped like matchsticks. Residents describe the horrifying sound as something they'll never forget, like a freight train bearing down on them in the darkness. Emergency sirens blared too late for many. People scrambled for shelter as windows exploded, and debris flew in every direction. One survivor said, "The walls were shaking, the lights went out, and then everything just collapsed." Downtown St. Louis was hit especially hard. Skyscrapers swayed in the intense wind, and glass rained down from high-rises. The Gateway Arch stood tall but surrounded by debris, downed trees, and overturned cars. Hospitals and emergency rooms were inundated with injured victims. Doctors worked around the clock to treat deep lacerations, head injuries, and trauma cases.
All demolished. That one almost came all the way off. You can see the brick came apart. There's the path of the storm. It went right through here and cut these trees down. Holy sweet Jesus. Shit fire and save the matches. You guys okay?
By early morning, the full scope of the devastation came into view. Drone footage showed block after block flattened. Schools, churches, gas stations, and grocery stores were unrecognizable. More than 120,000 people were left without power, and gas leaks sparked fires across several neighborhoods. Firefighters battled both flames and fallen power lines to rescue people trapped under collapsed structures.
Yeah, we just got hit by a tornado in the city of St. Louis. It is horrible out here. Oh, the neighbors upstairs, they ain't came out yet. Yes, they are. They van is right there.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson declared a state of emergency just hours after the tornado hit. National Guard units were deployed to assist with search and rescue operations. "This is one of the worst tornadoes Missouri has seen in decades," the governor said in a press briefing. Shelters have been set up in local gyms and community centers, offering food, warmth, and hope to those who lost everything overnight. But the chaos didn't stop in Missouri. As the powerful storm system moved east, it unleashed yet another disaster.
Tape because it's out ahead of the other storms.
Damn. This shit crazy.
See him wave, I think he's inside. Turn my head.
A massive dust storm erupts in central Illinois, triggering deadly pileups and blinding conditions across major highways. Winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour picked up loose. Dry topsoil from recently plowed farmland, launching a blinding dust storm that swept across of 55 and I-74. Within moments, visibility plunged to near zero. Drivers were caught completely off guard. Over 70 vehicles, including more than a dozen semi-trucks, were involved in horrifying chain reaction collisions. Cars slammed into one another, metal crumpled, and flames broke out on the roadside. Witnesses say it was impossible to see more than a few feet ahead. "You couldn't even see the hood of your car," said one driver. "It was just pitch black dust and screaming tires." Illinois State Police confirmed at least 8 people were killed in the pileup, and dozens more were injured. Some vehicles caught fire after the impact, making it even more difficult for first responders to reach the victims. Rescue workers had to navigate mangled wreckage and choking dust to pull people from the rubble. Medical helicopters landed on nearby farmland to airlift the most critically injured to trauma centers.
Do not hit this barn. Yep, it's forming right there.
As evening fell, both Missouri and Illinois remained under a joint multi-agency emergency response. Residents across both states are now dealing with the aftermath of one of the most violent and complex weather events in recent memory. Tornadoes, dust storms, and infrastructure collapse, all triggered by one colossal system. In St. Louis, recovery is only just beginning. Crews are working to restore power, remove debris, and search for anyone still missing. Dozens of families remain unaccounted for. Roads are impassable in many areas. Schools are closed indefinitely. Cell towers are down, cutting off communication for thousands. Volunteers, neighbors, and church groups are stepping in to help provide food, water, and shelter. Meteorologists warn that the same unstable air mass responsible for this outbreak could bring more storms in the coming days. For many across Missouri and Illinois, the nightmare is far from over. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.